previously on All My Children.
In the space of one moment, my entire future, all my work was taken away from me. I just don't even know if I'll ever get it back.
I could drop this bombshell at any moment. At the wedding. Or maybe even at the baby's christening.
Dr. Hayward.
Erica, your appointment's not for another half hour.
Well, she's very anxious to get started.
I thought you were Erica's house guest, not her bodyguard.
I asked her to come along with me. Where is Joe?
Why?
Well, have you forgotten? He's my doctor now. You've been replaced.
I cannot release you from my care until I am satisfied that your heart is completely healed. Now, I've discussed this with Joe, and he agrees with me.
Okay, fine. But can we just get started then?
Fine. I have a patient in recovery. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
All right, then I'll see Dr. Weiss.
You're not scheduled for an appointment with Dr. Weiss for another hour.
Well, I'm not about to wait around in this corridor until the two of you can find the time to examine
Erica,
me.
we cannot shut down the hospital because you have an appointment.
Please try to understand. My whole life depends on what you and Dr. Weiss tell me this morning.
I know that you believe
So I
this.
am not about to just hang around until the two of you can find time for me. My whole fate hangs in the balance. Please, can we just get started?
Erica, the results from your examinations today may or may not be conclusive. Now, I'm saying this from a cardiac as well as from a reconstructive
All
point
right,
of view.
Doctor, thank you very much for your insurance disclaimer. Now, please, will you stop treating me like I'm a bimbo? Please, could we just get started on this now?
Fine. Why don't you go in the examination room? I'll have a nurse prepare you for an EKG.
I'll be right behind you, dear.
Oh, no, Vanessa, no, I'd much prefer that you wait outside until I'm finished.
Well, as you wish. David, may I have a moment of your valuable time, dear?
What is it now, Vanessa?
I just think you should understand how fragile a state that Erica's in right now. David, she's frightened. That's why she's lashing out like that. So it's going to take some very sensitive handling.
Don't tell me how to handle my patients.
I was only trying to help.
Don't try to help either.
You used to say that when you were little, too. Mm-hmm. When you're just a toddler, you couldn't tie your shoelaces, cut up your meat when I had to do it all for you. Get so angry, your little face would scrunch up and turn beet red.
Well, Mother, I'm all grown up now, and I don't need you to do anything for me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have patients waiting.
Oh, yes, you're adoring patience.
You know, most mothers would be proud of their son's success. Obviously not you.
On the contrary, my darling. I am trying to ensure it. Now, Erica's very angry with you. She blames you for every single thing she's lost. So I would be kind to me if I were you, because I seem to be practically the only friend she has.
That's because you ran them all off.
Are you including that red-haired bumpkin and an ex-con? Hardly the kind of people that Erica Kane should be hanging around with.
Whereas you, a penniless divorcee.
I am the one that she has to move in with her while she convalesces. Doesn't that tell you something?
Yes, it tells me that she's vulnerable and that you're taking advantage of her.
Do you underestimate her?
Oh, no, I don't. You see, sooner or later, Vanessa, she's going to see right through you. And when she does, your bags are going to be on the curb as fast as you can say mea culpa. And I can't wait. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Cough. Again. Take a breath. Now let it go.
Well? Surely you could tell me something.
You can tell Dr. Weiss to come in now. I knew I was good, but...
Excuse me?
Erica, as you know, you sustained a very serious injury to your aorta. And the operations which I performed, both in the car and here in the hospital, were very complex, extremely delicate. Now, at first glance, I didn't think that I could repair the damage. I wasn't even sure that you would make it to the hospital.
Please get to the point.
Given those circumstances, I never anticipated such a remarkable recovery. It's almost as if the accident never even took place. It's nothing short of miraculous. Congratulations to us both.
Well, I still have to hear what Dr. Weiss has to say to me.
Well, are you ready for me?
Yes.
Yes, Doctor. I just told Miss Kane some very good news about her heart. Hopefully you can do the same about her face.
Well, let's have a look, shall we?
Yes, well, just a minute, please. Excuse us, there's no reason for you to be here.
Fine. Excuse me.
Well, what do you think? Do you think you can make my face look the way it did before the accident?
David. David, please tell me. Is Erica cured?
I'm not at liberty to discuss my patients with anyone, least of all you.
All right, just stay still. Good. Well, I had hoped to be a little more sanguine about the situation.
Dr. Weiss, this is my life that we're talking about. Could you please be more specific?
Yes, well, I had hoped that the healing could have gone a little better.
So you're saying that you can't restore my face?
Reconstructive surgery is not an exact science, you know. It's more like a fine art. Whoever tells you otherwise is either a charlatan or a fool. Now, I can only go by what I see, and based on that, I would have to say, no, you're not a good candidate for surgery at this time.
You can't even perform an operation?
Well, not at this time. I wouldn't recommend it. No, perhaps in 3 or 4 weeks. The healing process can undergo all sorts of things between now and then. Remember, Miss Kane, you have just made a remarkable recovery from cardiac surgery, and now that your heart is healed, that means that your circulation has improved, and, well, that's going to make your facial wounds heal better, too.
I see.
Have any questions for me?
No. No, I'd just rather be alone right now.
Yes. Of course, I understand. Oh, before you leave us, perhaps you can come down to my office, make an appointment. Come to see me in about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm sure I'll have better news for you by then.
Take it Dr. Weiss wasn't very encouraging.
If you came back here to try to cheer me up, really, you're wasting your time.
I came back here because I think I might have a solution to your problem. A classmate of mine from Stanford has developed some new techniques for reconstructive surgery. He's had some amazing success. Now, his name is Eduardo Fascinella, and he practices in Rio.
Well, you were so high on this Dr. Weiss.
Dr. Weiss is very good. Not as good as my friend. They even call him the miracle worker. Here's his resume with a list of some of his clients. I'm sure you'll recognize some of the names. Now, I took the liberty of telling him about your case. And with the data that I provided him, he's very optimistic. But you will have to go down there.
To Rio?
He has a state-of-the-art facility down there with equipment that hasn't even been seen up here yet. So a consultation with him, I think, would be worth your while. And I would be happy to pay for your trip.
You mean to try to assuage your guilt? Well, no, thank you.
This isn't about me, Erica. It's about you.
Well, a second opinion is always a good idea.
Excellent. I'll give him a call.
What's this about a second opinion?
I'm gonna fly down to Rio to see another surgeon.
Rio? Are you sure?
Am I sure? Yes, I am. I'm positive. I'm so positive that I'm gonna go right now and have my secretary make all my travel arrangements.
This was all your doing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Because I want Erica to get better. When she does, she's gonna stop depending on you. And she's gonna kick you out of her life.
No, book me at the Coronado Hotel.
For how many nights?
Oh, I don't know. At least 2, 3. Make it 3. Oh, I just remembered I have got to dictate the press release for the new skincare line that we're doing for teenagers. You know, I promised Bianca that I would send it to her. Okay. So you can ride with me in the limo, and we'll do it at that time, okay? And have the limo pick me up at 2. And I have got to go because I barely have time to get ready if I'm going to make my plane.
What about, your friend?
Oh, please don't worry about me. Eric is in a hurry.
Well, I'm sure, Vanessa, you are going to stay in my house for the few days I'm gone.
If you don't mind, dear.
No, of course not. Why don't you just be sure that you call Val, and then Val can make sure that you have everything that you need. Do you need a ride home?
Oh, no. Actually, I have one phone call I must make, and I'll take a cab.
All right. You suit yourself.
Oh, darling, good luck if I don't see you before you leave, and call me, let me know.